wonderful and familiar sights and sounds of Paris. And a year on since the Olympic Games, almost 400 of the best badminton players on the planet from 54 different countries from every corner of the globe have once again converged on the French capital for the most prestigious event of the year. Welcome to the Adidas Arena for semi-finals day at the 29th staging of the TotalEnergies BWF World Championships. With it being semi-finals day, everyone playing today is guaranteed a medal. The question is, what colour will it be? Well, we've already had 5 matches in the first session this morning. This evening, we start with women's doubles. It's the world number ones and Olympic silver medalists Lu Shengshu and Tang Ning against Rin Iwanaga and Kia Nakanishi. Then it's the first of the men's singles, Shi Uchi, the world number one, against the surprise package of these world championships, Victor Lai, who is guaranteed a first ever medal for Canada in any discipline. The first men's doubles follows that, and 3 players who met in the last World Championship final. The current world number one, Kim Won-ho, and the defending champion, So Seung-jae, against the former world number ones and silver medalists from 2 years ago, Kim Astrup and Anders Rasmussen. Then it's the second men's singles, a match-up between the defending champion, Kunluwood Widasan, who's aiming for a 3rd consecutive final. But he's up against a man on a mission. Anders Antonsen is on a quest to complete his set of medals and finally win the elusive gold. Then we finished with the second men's doubles, the Asian Games gold medalists Ranki Reddy and Shetty, who played quite brilliantly yesterday. They're up against Chen Boyang and Liu Yi of China. Well, to get us in the mood for the second session on semi-finals day, the light show. I'm Jill Clark, delighted to say that sitting alongside me, as always this week, is former Danish head coach Steen Pedersen. We had 5 fabulous matches this morning, Steen, and I think this evening's going to be even better.
It looks really mouth-watering, the 5 semi-finals we've got to come here in the arena.
Well, as you can see, the women's doubles is the first of our semi-finals this evening. 6 different nationalities, quarter-final stage, 2 pairs from China. They had to play against each other. 2 from Japan, 1 unseeded pair. That was the Stoyova sisters, the reigning and 4-time European champions. At semi-final stage, 3 different nationalities because the 2 Japanese pairs came through in the bottom half of the draw. It was a repeat of the Olympic bronze medal match, but a different result. The number 2 seeds, Pearly Tan and Tina Muralitharan, await the winners of the second women's doubles semi-final, which is about to get underway.
And now, bienvenue à Paris for the TotalEnergies BWF World Championships 2025 Women's Double second semi-final.
The number 1 seeds, Lu Shengshu and Tang Ning, against a pair seeded 9, Rin Iwanaga and Kia Nakanishi. Well, there is a very good reason why this pair from China are the world number ones. 5 titles in their last 6 tournaments played. They have fond memories of this very arena, the Adidas Arena here in Paris, because a year ago they won the silver medal in the Olympic final. But surprisingly, this is a very first World Championships for Liu Shangshu and Tang Ning. The left and right-handed combination of Rin Iwanaga and Kia Nakanishi. This will be a fifth meeting between these two pairs, and it might just surprise some that with the previous 4 encounters, the Japanese pair have won 3 of them, including the last 2. The last time was the semi-final of the Singapore Open 750 event, and as you can see, it was remarkably one-sided, 21-13, 21-13 in just 45 minutes.
You want to talk? Receive? Who will receive? Kia will receive. Serve? Tan will serve. What side? Okay.
So the Japanese pair won the toss of the coin, and there is the beautiful coin that is used this week here at the World Championships, made especially for this event. That's rather special, isn't it? So to the world number ones, first of all, Liu Shangshu, who is the youngest player on court at the age of 21, from Liaoning, coastal province in northeast China. They, as I was telling you, are playing in the very first World Championships. 6 finals in their last 7 tournaments and 5 titles in their last 6 tournaments. Tang Ning is a year older at the age of 22, from Hunan, the landlocked province in south-central China. They're enjoying their 33rd week as world number ones. It's a 3rd spell at the top of the world ranking. They, like all seeded pairs in the doubles, had a bye in the first round. Their first real test, I guess, was in the 3rd round against the number 14 seeds, Chang and Yang from Chinese Taipei. The quarterfinal yesterday, the opening game against the defending and 4-time winner Jia Yifan with her new partner Zhang Shuxian. The first game was an absolute thriller, but the number 1 seeds coming through comfortably in the decider. Rin Iwanaga is 26 years of age, from Yanai in Yamaguchi Prefecture on the southwest tip of Honshu, the main island of Honshu. Currently number 9 on the world ranking, have been as high as 8 weeks at number 4. As we look at the left-hander, Kia Nakanishi. She's 29 years of age, from Sagamihara in Kanagawa. And they are playing in their 4th World Championships. Back in 2021 in Huelva, they were quarter-finalists. That's the best they had done prior to this year. Now just look at that, all of their matches in 2 straight games, including against the number 7 seeds in the 3rd round and the number 10 seeds in yesterday's quarter-final, Kusuma and Tratiwi in yesterday's quarter-final. 15 and 16 in 49 minutes. So our court officials for this one from Belgium and England, and a quick glimpse there of the Chinese coach, Tao Jiaming, and then of course the Japanese coaching bench. So the final preparations before the first of the semi-finals of this 2nd session of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Liu Shangshu and Tan Ning China. And on my left, Bryn Iwanaga and Kia Nakanishi, Japan. Tan Ning to serve to Kia Nakanishi. Love all. Play.
So the current world number ones and Olympic silver medalists, Liu Shangshu and Tan Ning of China, about to get this second women's doubles semi-final underway. Well, that's an ominous start for the Japanese pair. Return into the net from Nakanishi. So, Steen, the first thing I want to ask you about, I said that many people were probably surprised by the head-to-head. 3 wins to the Japanese pair, to only 1 win from the Chinese. There must be something in the styles.
Yeah, when you've got 3 wins out of 4 possibilities, then you definitely have an idea on what to do to play well against Tan Ning and Liu Shangshu. So I expect Iwanaga and Nakanishi to be quite clear on the game plan. The question mark is what kind of shape is the 4 players in, and perhaps the Chinese have also prepared a little bit for the expected game plan that the Japanese are most likely coming up with.
Well, I wouldn't mind betting that we end up with a rally longer than that, 35 shots.
Yeah. That's what they're really good at. They're good at moving Liu Shangshu. You've mentioned it, we've discussed it numerous times, that moving her from side to side is very often a good idea.
Yeah.
And that means that
Service over.
the
3-1.
form is lacking a little bit with either of the Chinese, then there's some options, some areas where you can build your game plan around. And I think the Japanese game plan is, if they're in the defense, they want to chase the backcourt player from side to side, don't want to lift too high. And when they get on the attack themselves, then most of the times they're going to try and target Tan Ning. And I think they're also going to focus on being really in good balance all the time. So there are 2 players who always is in balance to cover the court. It becomes much more difficult if one of the players get totally out of balance and the remaining player has to cover an awful lot of ground. The Japanese pair is quick on their feet, and Nakanishi, the left-hander, she's got a really good attack.
She's got not a bad flick serve there either.
No, exactly. And that's clever, in my opinion, to flick to Tan Ning quite often, get her out in the open space.
That's well left. It's well long of the back line.
Service over. 4-3.
Well, it's interesting also, Steen, when you compare the success of the 2 nations represented on court here at the semi-final stage. You look at Japan. They've had 2 different pairs win gold, 3 gold medals over the 28 previous World Championships. Of course, the very first World Championships, 48 years ago. Toganu and Ueno won that. But at that stage, the Chinese pair national team weren't competing in world badminton. As far as the IBF, as it was called then, International Badminton Federation, were concerned.
That's right. Wait, that's good. Tanning, she stepped forward there in the defense.
Good rally.
Brilliant play.
Well, if you compare those 3 gold medals to China,
3.
who have only 3 times, we were discussing this the other day, weren't we? Only 3 times since they've competed at the World Championships, not 1 gold. I mean, that's
super impressive.
well, that's just extraordinary.
That's a dynasty.
Yeah. Yeah, she was quick onto that push.
She was.
7-3.
None of the 4 previous encounters have gone the full distance. All of the matches have been won in straight games. So to me that suggests that there's a big difference of being in shape and being a little bit out of shape for Liu Shanshu and Tanning. I think we saw some Olympic blues after their fast rise and the Olympic silver medal.
Yes, I think we can safely say that certainly in the build-up to these World Championships, they've shown that they've been in superb form. I mentioned already they've won 5 titles in the last 6 tournaments.
Now it's important for
Service over.
Iwanaga and Nakanishi to stop the run of points there.
The question mark is about the Japanese pair, obviously with the injury problems they've had recently. Only 6 tournaments they've played so far this year. Missed it.
Wide.
Oh, that's going to be a wasted challenge, I think.
Challenges called
I saw that as clearly wide. Here's another fun fact for you, Steen, while we're waiting for the instant review. China has won more women's doubles medals over the years than Korea, Japan, Indonesia and England combined.
Yeah, it's not only the top pair, they've been really solid, good depth.
Yeah, as I suspected, clearly wide.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. 5-8. Play.
That's well wide.
And there you see the targeting of Tanning.
6-8.
Across the left-hander, where I would expect that they were trying to set up Iwanaga with the forehand, but that's not at all the case.
Too flat, and it's gone long of the back line.
7-8.
4 straight points to the Japanese pair.
Service over. 9-7.
Brilliant.
Some of the play we saw the Japanese pair execute in Singapore.
8-9.
Singapore, one of the most drifty stadiums on the World Tour. Relatively predictable. The Singapore Stadium, where here the drift has been very unpredictable.
8-9.
What's it called? Unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
I talked to a couple of the players, and some says that the drift is going downwards towards the floor, which is very strange. I don't think I've experienced that before.
Nice block.
Lift that Iwanaga killed there. Relatively short.
6 of the last 7 points to the Japanese pair.
Yeah.
Service over. 10-9.
That's super play. And the Japanese in the defense first, the cross lift
Service over. 10
to Tan Ning, and then the flat reply back at her. Impossible for Liu Xiangshu to help her partner there.
Good return of serve
Service over.
from Tan Ning.
11-10.
And it
Interval.
means that world number ones have a 1-point advantage at the mid-game interval here in the opening game of this World Championships semi-final.
逆も同じと思うで相手言ってから構わないクロス OK もし本当に離れてきたらもう蹴っても構わない前こういうこれ頭の中に入れるようにであと相手のショートサーブするとき今はちょっと甘いだからもうちょっと反対側行ったらすごく良かったこれも同じすぐよできなかったらフォアの奥からリシーブからでも構わないこれ理解できたとかターン出なかったら素直にフォアの奥でも構うちょっと甘いだったら思い切って打ってたらいいよね
Well, it could not be closer. There's to be 1 point in it at the mid-game interval, and that's all there is.
Play.
I thought for a moment that had landed in.
I think she hurt her hip. Nakanishi.
12-10. Here, are you okay?
Yeah. Unlike you and me, she hasn't got much padding, has she?
That's true. This is one of the
12-10.
situations that can be tricky in the...
Oh, I would have challenged that.
Yeah.
Goodness me. I thought it was close at the time. I can't believe they didn't challenge that. Oh, that's brilliant. You've spotted it already, Steen. The positive defence from the Japanese pair
Service over.
is
11,
turning
12.
the rally and the momentum of the rally around time and time again.
And oftentimes when we've seen,
Thank you.
sometimes we haven't seen that many times, but when we've seen Iwanaga and Nakanishi beat Liu and Tang, sometimes Liu is a little bit loose with her shots, and she can cope with it. But the thing is, Tan doesn't have exactly the same skills as her partner. She's very, very good, but Liu Xiangshu has simply got excessive badminton talent, physicality. Super.
Missed it.
She missed it.
Oh, that's a big mess too, Irene Iwanaga.
Service over. 13, 11.
The question mark in my mind is whether the playing conditions here is a little bit too slow for Iwanaga and Nakanishi. I'm not sure they are capable of scoring quickly enough in the rallies. So much for that.
I don't really think it's particularly slow conditions.
No, I just feel that
12, 13.
they probably would need the shuttle speed to be a little bit faster.
I think it's pretty much perfect playing conditions. Of course, there's a little bit of drift, but there's always a drift in a big arena, isn't there? Natural air currents create a drift.
Service over. 14.
There's certainly
12.
no lack of effort from Nakanishi. At least the second time she's thrown herself in an effort to retrieve the shuttle.
One of these situations where Liu and Tan are vulnerable is in the transition phase from attack, where their attack is being turned to defense, and if they can survive one or two shots extra there, then life can become difficult for Iwanaga and Nakanishi.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how many times we've seen that this week. That far end of the court's a high lift, pretty much towards the centre of the court, and a player completely losing sight of it. That's good.
16,
from
12.
Liu.
Please wait. Coach.
Coach told to be quiet. Lovely, lovely smash, just inside the sideline.
17, 12.
Super play by Tan, and that's the risk from a Japanese perspective when they don't get the backcourt player to move before hitting. And they're simply so powerful, the Chinese pair.
Yeah, there was the hesitation, which meant that she didn't really get on top of the shuttle and couldn't get it down steep
12.
enough. Five straight points. And one suspects it might be decisive. No attempt to attack that low serve. I find that quite extraordinary. And a high lift that goes out the back. That's an absolute gift.
And yesterday when we saw the quarterfinal where Liu and Tan were put under pressure in the first game against their compatriots, Jiang Shushan and Jia Yifan.
Another lift on the return of serve. And another cheap points for the Chinese pair.
Way too high lift. It's simply broken down for them here in the second part of the first game.
So game point opportunities for the world number ones from China.
Service over, 13-20.
That was a nice serve. Yeah, well taken. Opening game, 21-15, in favour of the world number ones, Lu Shanshu and Tang Ning. 21-15 in 21 minutes. So our next match, the players warming up. There's the world number one, Shi Yuqi. Medalled at the World Championships 7 years ago. And Victor Lai, who on earth would have predicted that? He's never even played a Super 750 or a 1000 event on the World Tour. And here he is in the World Championship semi-final.
Second game.
Yeah, a bit of confetti coming down. We've had that a few times
Love
this week.
Play.
So one game to the good. Lu Shanshu and Tang Ning, world number ones. Beautiful. Lovely disguise drop from Tan Ning.
1-love.
Tiao Xiaomin and head coach Zhang Jun in attendance at the back of the court. We also believe that Yuki Kaneko is on the Japanese coaching bench. Former men's doubles and mixed doubles player. Wow.
And he's the club coach, or the company coach of Nakanishi and Iwanaga. So it makes sense that he's there.
And husband to a former Olympic champion.
That's right. Ayaka Takahashi.
That's right. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
It's going to be challenging for Iwanaga and Nakanishi now playing the near side here, if there's any similarity to yesterday where Jiang Shushan and Jia Yifan played really well up until 10-all in the second game. When they were playing this near side here, they were playing better on the far side in the first game and struggled from 10-all in a very well-played quarterfinal,
Yeah.
I should say.
Interesting, Steen, that China only qualified 3 women's doubles pairs for these World Championships, whereas Japan and Chinese Taipei qualified 4 pairs. But I'm guessing that's because China have had
They've had some shuffles.
Had some shuffles due to retirements. No new pairings, not quite got high enough on the world ranking yet. This is a better rally. Oh! That shuttle sat on the top of the tape for what seemed an absolute age. Look at this.
5-love.
Here it comes. Oh, my goodness. How's that possible? Look, it seems to bounce her side and then somehow managed to go over. Almost seemed to defy the laws of physics there.
Boy, that's a fantastic shot by Tan Ning. Deceptive, all her body and her racket showed was that this is going to be a smash. Look at this, taking all the pace out of the shot in the last minute.
That's the second time she's done this in this second game already. Well, it's a brilliant start to this second game, having already won the first. And if you're a Japanese fan, you'll be rather concerned right now.
6-love.
They just appear to be in total control at the moment, don't they?
Since down 12-13, the Japanese pair has only scored 3 points. And that was 12-13 in the first game.
Love.
Great coverage by Tan Ning.
Well, Steen, I've been looking back at the record books, and #1 seeds in women's doubles have an extraordinary record at the World Championships. They 14 of the previous 28 women's doubles golds won by the #1 seeds. 50%.
That's quite good. Quite impressive.
Oh, the fans absolutely delighted to see Iwanaga and Nakanishi get a point on the scoreboard.
Service over, 9-1.
They're just oozing confidence at the moment.
They are. It's one-way traffic. And in the first game, I sat there thinking Liu Xiangshu, in my opinion, has the most basis confidence. So if they get ahead and Tan Ning also gets confident, then it becomes really, really difficult for Iwanaga and Nakanishi.
Becomes very difficult for any opponents.
I don't understand the high lifts.
No, nor do I.
It gives them a way worse chance of surviving than playing more flat.
Well, to the mid-game interval of this second game, and it's a dire situation for Iwanaga and Nakanishi. Liu Xiangshu and Tan Ning again and 11-1 up.
後ろこっちでもここまでまっすぐで使えたらいいやな。ね、低い展開8-0まででしょ、この展開だとね。この一瞬の一瞬全部低いからはっきりする。今は全部前でくる。もう最初後ろからそれでも全然いいじゃん。ね、もうちょっとラリーも出たらまた状況変わる。相手の今得意だから間に合わないよな。じゃあ大丈夫じゃん。もう一回トライして、もう一回トライして。うん。
11-1. Play.
Well, we've learned never to say never in sports, but it's difficult to understand how a comeback can be made right now by the Japanese pair.
Yeah.
Certainly while they're playing the same style they've played up to now.
They need to push the panic button, and they also need Liu Xiangshu and Tan Ning to drop down a little bit, and I don't think that's happening. They're hungry, they're eager to get in the final and possibly win their first ever World Championship. But there's no way back for Iwanaga and Nakanishi. They have to come forward. Both of them stay in balance, move their opponents before they hit.
Well, once again, the umpire just telling Coach Nakashima that he needs to be quiet when players are ready to play. Yeah, what a difference when they get on the attack, the Japanese pair.
Service over, 2 12.
It's imperative, as you were saying, Steen, to have one of them forward in court trying to intercept at the net.
And the only area, in my opinion, where they are stronger than their opponents is in terms of speed of movement. And then another area where it's difficult to see, but they should be stronger if they want to have a chance of winning. That should be the tactical area, but right now they're just so dominant, Liu and Tan.
Service over. 13-2.
Beautiful tumble serve.
Wow. That was a slam dunk.
Yeah.
From Liu.
2.
At least the badminton version of it.
Brilliant.
Extraordinary play.
15-2.
1, 2, 3. 3 interceptions.
And good attacking by Tan Ning, attacking in between the two Japanese players. Bigger chance of setting up Liu Xingshu on the front court with an interception.
Well, this is an extraordinary scoreline for a semi-final of a World Championship, Steen.
Yeah, it is. It is, but we talked about yesterday that the semi-final, the All-China, beg your pardon, the quarterfinal, the All-China quarterfinal was perhaps between the two strongest pairs at the moment, and there's no national separation in the draw. Actually, all three Chinese pairs were in the same half of the draw, but Nakanishi and Iwanaga beat Li and Lu.
17-2.
Well, this has been a masterclass.
Absolute exhibition match.
So, going back to your stat that you gave a moment ago, since the Chinese pair led 13-12 in the opening game, now the Japanese pair have won only 5 points.
Yeah, they're down 5-26 since that time. I guess Zhang Jun and Cao Xiaoming had some golden advice in the mid-game interval in the first game.
Yeah.
3-18.
Well, Chinese coaching bench, they both got broad smiles on their faces. And so they should. Their pair have played quite brilliantly. Two points away from the World Championship final.
Service over. 19-3.
even the confidence to play some trick shots.
Service over. 4-19.
She's just not as comfortable, I don't think, at the front of the court, Tang Ning, as her partner. I think Liu Shangshu has a more instinctive awareness at the front of the court, like that.
Yeah.
And that. Yeah. It's match point opportunities for the world number ones to book their place in the World Championship final. Liu Shangshu and Tang Ning. And they're through to the final in absolute devastating form. Absolutely. From that 13-12 scoreline in the opening game, completely and utterly dominated.
And Tang Ning, 21-15, 21-4.
Just 41 minutes for the match. And Steen, well, we said it was very much an exhibition-style match. They were so dominant.
Yeah, it was. They've certainly so far lived up to their billing as top seeds, and in my opinion, go into the final tomorrow as hated favourites.
Yeah, but there is confirmation of the scoreline, 21-15, 21-4. Of course, the Japanese will be disappointed, but quite frankly, given what Steen has just said, I wonder if the Malaysians will... Of course, they'll believe they can win because they've beaten them before. Women's doubles final awaits tomorrow. But next up, it's the first of our men's singles semi-final. Xiu Qi, the world number one, against the surprise package, Victor Lai of Canada. Welcome back to Paris, and perhaps the most famous structure, the Eiffel Tower. So to our second match on semi-final Saturday here at the World Championships. It's men's singles, the first of the